Who are we? We are no one.
Our mission is to monitor extraterrestrial activity on Earth.
Flacco, you know you're not supposed to be north of Canal Street.
Who is Flacco?
Just relax, punk. You're looking for me, not you.
Crazy, right? Two grown men talking to the wall, wall talking back. It's a mess. But hey, don't even worry about it.
Hello, welcome to What the Flick. I am Christy, this is Ben. So we have a movie to talk about.
Yeah.
It's called Men in Black 3. I'm not sure that anybody in the world was clamoring for a third Men in Black movie, besides Barry Sonnenfeld. I don't really think so, but once again, Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith are back together, doing their mismatched buddy secret agent banter. One of Tommy Lee Jones's alien nemeses from the past breaks out of prison, goes back into the past, time travels to kill young Tommy Lee Jones. Will Smith must then also travel back in time like a day earlier to prevent this killing from happening, and it all happens to be right before the moon launch, and so you have all kinds of wacky Summer of '69 hippie jokes.
Miracle Mets.
It's very, yeah, there's a whole Mets thing, which could have been a lot more fun, right? Yeah. But anyway, they skim the surface of that, as they do with so many things in this movie. Please take a look.
Incident report.
Access denied.
There are things out there you don't need to know.
That's not the lie you told me when you recruited me. Kay! Kay! I'm looking for Kay. Have you seen him? Sort of a surly older gentleman. He smiles like this.
Kay's been dead for over 40 years.
The first Men in Black was fun, right? It was clever and had a good energy, and it's Will Smith being his charismatic self and Tommy Lee Jones being stoic and surly. Second one, not so good.
Yeah, the second one was bad. That's sort of universally acknowledged.
Yes. This is not any better than the second one.
That's crazy. That's crazy talk.
No. What is good about it? Why was this fun?
First of all, this is a much smaller movie than the second one. I didn't feel like this was a big, giant, sort of sci-fi cartoon summer movie. I thought there was enough subtlety in it. I thought putting Will Smith back in 1969 enabled them to have sort of Will Smith in a time of, massively changing racial setups in the country.
But again, they skimmed the surface of that.
They did.
They could have gone further with that.
Yeah, but they did something with it, and it enabled Will Smith to be clever and funny, and I thought that was good. I mean, this movie's not about the civil rights movement, and Men in Black 3 is not going to be about that.
It's going to be fun.
Right, I thought it was fun. The best thing about it, the thing that makes it good and much better than the second one, in a different league than the second one, is Josh Brolin.
It's the only good thing in the entire movie.
But it's the whole movie.
It's Josh Brolin's Tommy Lee Jones impression.
Yeah, it's more than an impression because it's both sort of a tribute and a send-up simultaneously.
It's excellent. It's
really good. Yeah. It's real acting in this movie that is clearly sort of, in this sort of CGI-heavy movie. It's got it's this really nice performance. I thought he was really good. He was so good that for a large part of the film, I was wondering, did Tommy Lee Jones dub this?
Right.
He sounds so much like it. Yeah.
He gets like the gravelly kind of Texas twang and just the cadence and like the reticence of him and the bemused kind of stoic.
But it's not an imitation. It's
channeling him.
Yeah, it's a performance of a guy doing Tommy Lee Jones.
And part of why it's funny too is that he's supposed to be 29-year-old Agent K when Josh Brolin is clearly
totally. He looks 47.
I would say that the novelty of it though wears off pretty quickly. It's impressive. It's an impressive bit of acting, and I love Josh Brolin, but after a few minutes, it's like, okay, we know what he can do here, and they don't really go anywhere with it. And he and Will Smith don't really have a whole lot of chemistry.
Yeah, I thought they had some chemistry.
Yeah.
Look, I wasn't clamoring for number 3. I wasn't clamoring for 2. I didn't have the same affection for 1 that everybody else did. But I think, you pointed this out when we were talking, and I guess you said it in your review too, or I don't know, I haven't read your review yet on purpose.
Good. Nor should you.
Yeah, nor will I read it after.
Nor should you.
No, but the expectations of both fans of the series and people and cynics who are like, oh, another Men in Black, was so low, the presumption, because there's such a troubled production history here, that we all go into this thinking, Men in Black 3 can't be good. It can't be good. And then it turns out, I liked it. That's it.
But even if those expectations didn't exist, I think in and of itself, This movie is a mess, and it's all over the place. Like, the script is a mess. Fish out of water, hijinks, and jokes about the 60s, which are super cliched and obvious. And it's all the big Rick Baker creatures. And then it takes this very, very sharp turn at the end and tries to be super sentimental and heartrending, and, like, they haven't earned it. We're not there yet. And that didn't work for me either.
The ending didn't really work for me. It was sweet, but I mean, I agree with you. It is a dramatic turn. It felt a little manipulative, but I'm easily manipulated.
You are.
Very easily manipulated. So you don't have to try that hard to get me. And I was enough moved. I just liked it. I just thought, like again, I'm going to end up giving this a pretty high grade. There's no way it would make it. Obviously, it's not going to make a top 10 list. It probably wouldn't make a top 25 list. But
200 list.
Right. It would probably crack a top 50 movie list for me for the year.
Wow.
But I mean, like at 42. But I'm just guessing. I have no idea.
That's very generous of you.
But I liked it, and I think that people looking for something to see this weekend will be surprised at how much they like Men in Black 3.
It is escapism. If you want escapism, sure, it's there. We should mention Michael Stuhlbarg really fast because you wanted to talk about him.
Yeah, so he has an interesting role as an alien, right? But who has a very relevant sort of role in moving the story forward. I didn't recognize him.
Neither did I.
But I wonder. I always hesitate to say this because it's going to make me seem like a giant idiot.
Never.
I was positive it was Joaquin Phoenix. Does anyone else?
I didn't see that.
Like, just for...
Structurally in his face, yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, almost until the last scene when I'm like, that's not Joaquin Phoenix.
Also, we couldn't figure out that it was Jermaine Clement as the alien who breaks out of the...
But he's unrecognizable.
Right, he looks like Richard Branson.
He does. He's totally unrecognizable. But Stuhlbarg, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's the guy from Boardwalk Empire. Yeah. That's not... But I was positive throughout. I'm like, and later we're going to talk about the trailer for...
The Master.
For The Master, which is Joaquin Phoenix's return to a normal role. And I thought this was it, but only for a while. But I did see the midnight show, and perhaps I was a little tired.
Did you stay awake for the whole thing?
What?
We should do numbers.
Yeah,
we should bail out of here. I actually did not even give you a number, so I'm making you do math on the fly.
Okay.
I'm going to say 4, just to make life easy for you.
That's it. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Okay.
I thought it was good. That's 11.5, so 5.8.
And it's higher than that in Tomato World. Our friend Matt Atcherdy is not able to join us today, hence you get the Ben and Christie show. But it's like a mid-60s.
It's like 67%.
And again, it's that charitable thing of it does not suck as much as we thought it was going to.
But I read a couple of reviews that were actually, no, this is good. Like Entertainment Weekly was like, gave it an A-. They're like, look, at the end of this, you're like, wow, not only did you have low expectations, it beat the expectations, and then you're like, not only did it beat the expectations, it's fun, it's good.
Worst part, there's no talking pug.
Yeah, I didn't really.
No talking pug. It's a lower grade for me for that reason. The movie itself is the dog.
No, it's just fine. Go see it.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Christy. Nice to see you again.
You too.
Kay?
How do you know my name?